Okay, we're into the pistol round right now. You can see the terrorist opting for JV to buy a smoke, flash and nade. CTs stacking towards B. So that's where usually the terrorists go first round. Looks like that's also where the bomb is heading. Terrorists just chilling. One person towards A. Looks like bomb is going under. We'll meet Zico. Terrorists going up connector. Chris first one to meet them. Sorry about the X-ray, I'll try to get it fixed as soon as possible. AGB, only guy left standing, gets taken down by Mantras Sportler, not sure who that is. Trying to bind the X-ray somehow. There we go, there's your X-ray. AGB just running out A with his teammates. Gets taken down easily by Quixz there. So can I bind? No. Does not work. Bind V. There we go. You have both X-ray and auto director. 2-0 for Quixz. Quixz opting to stay with 3 MP9s, 2 horrible FAMASs, probably the worst rifle in the game in my opinion. Reeve though, not enough FAMAS, probably spots a player in apps I think. Terrorist, pretty evenly spread out, bomb drop towards kinda T-spawn mid-ish. Doesn't really look like they've decided to do anything yet. Quixz is taking a forward stance on ramp, looking to see if they can find any terrorists, but not going too aggressive. Quixz wanting to take the close battles here since they have the short range weapons and, well, the horrible FAMASs. ARP, 3 players in mid. Looks like they want to go up into connector, but a good molly stops them from doing so too fast. Only 2 players on A right now. That's the only player coming from ramp. Mantras gets an AK, gets quickly taken down by Dan, who gets a double entry on A. Greg S planning bomb towards ramp. Currently 2 players there. Now though, Quixz, a retake, 4 on 3, sorry, with 2 MP9s. Now it's a 4 on 2. 1 MP9, 1 FAMAS. Actually, almost gets 2 kills onto Greg. Tobex, full HP here, both players in the same position. Could get some damage done, but doesn't. JV takes him down. ARP wins the first gun round. FAMAS is just horrible because it has low damage. Well, it sounds horrible. It's just... I would rather buy a UMP because the firing rate is higher. Gun is just better. Quixz now though. 5 N4s. And ARP actually going for 5 AKs even though the Krieg is pretty OP right now. Looks like there's no one going towards mid. Zico, only one who's kind of in mid. He's in top connector. Reeve going aggressive without any flashes into apps. Gets a player, spots a second. almost gets taken down. Surely he's taken down by the nade. No, JB misses it, but Reeve dies when crossing the smoke. 4 and 4. Minute left on the clock. Looks like ARP is doing the right thing, going towards B. Only Tobex on that side. Looks like it's gonna be a B split with Dan and AGB going top mid. Doesn't look connector. Tobex gets both of them with his last bullet. Other two players clearing out B. They'll meet Tobex on backer side, takes him down. Has the site, only one player in kitchen. Can safely plant the bomb. Looks like the two other CTs will join the kitchen player. Quixz spots a shoulder, but takes down the second player. Doesn't see the corner, probably playing 4-3. Lands 1v3, quick 1v3. That's not looking too good for Quixz. Their economy is now broken. ARP even gets the plant, but only one player surviving. Has okay money, but low utility. Looks like Dan is going for the ARP here. Could have easily been a round for Quixz had Chris checked the corner or not played 4-3. That's one of the downsides by doing it, but if that's what he likes to play with, so be it. Looks like HB just nading towards ramp, checking if there's anybody rushing. Greg taking down Seiko in underpass. As they open up B pretty easily. Greg is only player to have taken damage. Looks like it's gonna be a clean cut round for ARP. This is their pick after all, as you can see in the bottom left corner on the map. They didn't have any logo, so it just says no logo. Matrat, I'm just gonna call him Matrat, I guess. Gets taken down easily by Dan. See here, AGB still on 0 kills, even though they're up 3-2. Quixz finally back on a bye, this time actually against a Mac 10, and finally a creek from Greg. Dan though still has the ARP from the last round. Seiko kind of missing that smoke. It's the clipping in bottom connector. Not much going on. Terrorists pretty split all over the map. Player on ramp, palace, one in apps, 2 top mid. So far it has looked like they can do executes towards both sides. B split, A split, mid take. Looks like bomb is going towards top mid, probably hinting towards an A split, as you can see Greg joining them top mid and 2 players towards ramp and palace. Dan smoking off short. Seiko reading it, peeking out dry, and connector gets one but gets taken down by Dan. Could have probably gotten 2 if he had a flash. Matrat gets taken down easily, lands already up on stairs looking for the player ticket, almost gets him, tags him down to 58 with the help of a nade. Surely he's dead as he gets mollied out. Last 2 CTs, unless Reeve can do something here, which he can't. Tobex is probably saving. Looks like ARP is using the mid control. Quixz is giving them pretty nicely, using it to do an A split and on an earlier round a B split. And now just seeing if Tobex is coming after them. But he's in kitchen, might meet Lance. doesn't and gets to keep his M4 and a smoke. Might drop one of his mates a P250 or a pistol. Doesn't look like Quixz is investing much. Just a couple of pistols. No armor except on Tobex, who saved the rifle last round. ARP now up 4-2. Decides to go all towards B apps, which looks to be the right call, as Zico is the only player here. 3 players pushing, 2 players holding it a bit back. Zico gets 1, almost gets 2 as AGB takes him down. 2 players already joining him. Reeve gets a 2nd player. Contesting this site here, just waiting for the other CTs to rotate. Quixz doing good damage from the kitchen here. Tobex gets a kill with his M4. Now is in a 1v2. Doesn't have a kit, so he has to go for it. Or he could save the ARP right in front of him. Looks like AGB got boosted up, but that doesn't matter as Greg takes him down. 5-2 for ARP. Still though, pretty good economical damage done by Quixz, considering they only had an M4 and pistols. Now, finally back on guns. Quixz actually going for an AUG. I think he's a bit too late with the AUG meta, but so be it. It's his choice. His money, his choice. Looks like ARP is going for a pretty fast A execution here. You can see players already lining up smokes. This time though, Quixz actually having more of a presence towards mid. Player joining on short. ARP hasn't made any sounds yet. Finally throws the smokes. This should be a pretty roaring roar from ARP that they're taking A. Doesn't check Palace. Matrat gets taken down without any damage. All 5 terrorists down on A side already. Dan takes down Tobex. If Quixz can't get another kill here, which he actually does, gets a double kill. Looking good on the retake here. 2 players from CT, 1 already creeping up on stairs. Greg should have heard the nade pop. Gets the stairs player. Quixz pretty low, should get taken down without getting any more kills. Does. And now Reeve, only player left standing. Actually gets 2, which we couldn't spot because the auto director is horrible, but Greg takes him down with a headshot, staying silent almost the whole round after they took the site. 62 for ARP. Quixz again down on a half buy. Not looking too good for their economy. You don't really want to be losing rounds like this when you're on the CT side. It digs a hole for yourself if you can't buy. But it was worse before when you didn't have the like staggering, I don't know, round loss bonus. Right now if you lose a round, you lose 1 stage of your round loss bonus. Reeve gets killed by Dan pretty easily. Not sure what that molly is supposed to do. Clears corners on balcony, I guess. But I mean, ARP have to clear every single corner considering they know they're up against pistols. Bomb though, going towards B apps where they know they got a kill. Quixz gambling on A, 4 players currently there. Not looking like they're gonna rotate. And ARP out on site. It's basically open, they can plant the bomb. Opting to go for default plant, however, even though they have the whole site. One player coming short, it's killed pretty easily. Matrat gets killed through the smoke, not much you can do there. And then Tobex, last player to go down. Lance, only player tagged this round, down to 69 HP. And there's finally a pause from Quixz. ARP almost winning the half here, only 1 round away. Doesn't really look like Quixz knows what to do against it. Let's see after the pause if they could figure something out. So far it has seemed like ARP has really used the mid control they've been getting from Quixz. Quixz only playing a guy short and top connector. Sometimes the short player isn't even there, so they're just giving mid to ARP. And that's not what you want to do, especially not on Mirage, because on Mirage from mid you can do a B split, you can do an A split, you can do an A take all 5 players from mid. You're basically screwed if you give up mid, like Quixz is doing right now. So it looks like they're ready. Maybe they've figured something out. They're trying something new. They're trying double ops. Quixz hasn't had an op yet this game, so this will be the first time, and they'll make a duo out of it. Looks like ARP is waiting to unpause the game, giving Quixz an even longer timeout. But maybe somebody went to the restroom. Somebody had to go, I don't know, eat dinner. You never know. We could sit here for half an hour, like we did last Overpass game. I think during halftime against Fox Raid. Yeah, I think the match was paused for maybe like 25 minutes or something. It was actually boring. Just nothing happened. I mean, something happened in chat, but it was in German. This time, it's just quiet. All players have bots. All players are ready to just go into the next round, pop some heads. Both teams probably ready to win the round. Quixz though, they're the ones who desperately need it. Won the 2 first rounds, and then have lost 7 consecutive rounds. Tobex still on 2 kills. He's the guy playing, I think, top connector. So that would make sense given how much ARP has taken mid. Quixz though, finally on full nades. Maybe they'll use their mollies to stop the takes from ARP, who's now ready. Freeze time finally counting down from 12 seconds, only 5 seconds left now. Let's see if ARP is going to do a quick take, slow take, mid take. Well, so far they haven't really needed to take mid, they've been given mid. I know it's close to Christmas, but Quixz doesn't need to give away mid like that. And looks like they're just doing the same. 1 top connector, 1 short. Zico, the guy playing top connector. Tobex is the guy playing short. So yeah, guy playing mid, having low kills. That makes sense. But Quixz having 2 ops, it seems weird that they're not in any way going mid. Tobex though, who has one of the ops, finally gets a kill top mid, even though it's not from window. Greg bottom mid, and JV already boosted up into snipers. No info because there was no CT player there. AGB just walks out of palace, gets 2 kills, and A is now open. Reem Tobex should probably save here unless they can get a kill pretty quickly. They could get a kill onto JV, who's just in snipers. But if I were in Quix's shoes, I would probably save. There's no reason to go for this. You gave them A, you gave them mid, you gave them the round. Don't give them your weapons. It's not worth it. If you can save an AWP, you can save an M4, at least you have some firepower going into the next round, but it's looking grim. absolute Russian power. Looking for their 8th round in a couple of seconds here. AGB just clearing out every single corner. They should have some sort of idea that Quixz is towards B, given that it's the only part of the map they haven't cleared, B amps and B. Well, that pause from Quixz did close to nothing. It made them buy 2 ops, get a kill with one of them, and then just give ARP A. It seems like mid is their weakest point. It's like if you only had one leg, it would be like cutting off your leg. Because I mean, yeah, they're just giving themselves away. And somehow they're still in the same default positions. If they want to keep playing mid this open, I guess they could try to go aggro somewhere else, try to get info, maybe go aggro mid, try to mix some things up, because this isn't working. Right now though, ARP is smoking off into A. Quixz doesn't get a single kill, doesn't even tag Greg down to 50. AGB again just walking out Palace, again kills Matrat. And they've got an A. We do here, Tobex and Seiko should just save their weapons unless they can get another kill here. Seiko though have a kit, but looks like they're backing off yet again, just saving the weapons because they can't hold sight. Yeah, looks like both their mid and A hold is pretty bad. I mean, if you want to play retake, you gotta have some retake strats. It's not just playing CT trying to hold off sights, but if you know you're gonna lose sights or lose mid, at least have some sort of like strats or something, a play to take back A, take back mid. B though has been pretty silent except for I think 2 rounds out of now 11, this being the 12th. If Quixz can get the 4 next rounds, they do have a bye this round. They could do something with the 9-6 scoreline, but yeah, auto director just switching cameras there. Looks like, yeah, at least there's a molly short now. Quixz almost dies, but doesn't. Seiko this time being aware of the push, boosting snipers. But yet again, you can see 4 ARP players just pushing down short. Now Quixz is dead on short, and he's out on B. And yeah, 3v3. ARP has B, planning the bomb. Seiko though in kitchen. And somehow Matrat is only now starting to rotate from A. Greg, nice kill onto Seiko there. AGB looking to kill Matrat, tags him through the box. Matrat down to 54 HP, but Dan is only 12. Greg though, yet another kill. Dan finishing off the round with an op kill into Tobex. 10-2, and yet again the mid hold from Quixz is just not there. It's like the dinosaurs, they're extinct. It's not, yeah, it's not a thing anymore. Seiko though probably saving for the off next round, has 4,650. Okay, Seiko this time on their eco, he gets a scout kill in snipers. Okay. Well, ABJ, yet again, probably his 6th round. Just walking out Palace, getting a kill. Quixz, getting a kill onto JV. Actually have the man advantage here, but not the firepower. Greg pushed pretty far up into B apps. Gets a kill onto Reeve. Greg has the B side now. Lance just picking up the bomb. Looking to go towards B. If Seiko could have gotten that kill it might have been a chance for Quixz, but considering the firepower, even though Quixz has picked up an AK, it's looking pretty bad. Not looking like they can do anything. Might as well just save the AK. Try to do some economical damage. We'll probably get taken down by the ARP though. Yep. Lands. Picking up the ARP from Dan. Matrat going down. Quixz, if they can get the next 2 rounds, they might have a slight chance. But if their terrorist side is anything like their CT side, it's looking like this is going to be a pretty quick map. Okay, Seiko, actually this time going into Sniper's Nest. But you can see ARP. Looks like they're gonna do their A take again. Quixz playing the same positions. Matrat will probably get killed by ABJ just walking out Palace. There's some info that there were players ramp, but not too much more. Dan is scoped up towards tickets. Looks like Quixz is not going to be peeking that anytime soon, but the smoke's coming in will make it unable for him to peek. Now, Matrat, can you do anything? At least there's a molly. Players tagged down to almost half HP. Now, ABJ, are you going to walk out and kill Matrat like usual? Matrat stuck in a corner. Gets taken down by EGB. ARP, 4 of the players are pretty low, but at least they're 5, now 4. Quixz, that's their last molly. They used it in a smoke. Looks like it kind of worked. Tobix gets a kill. Now Greg, only player left standing, is in mid. Bomb planted for him, but gets taken down by Reeve. Finally, Quixz gets another round after losing 11 rounds in a row. That's not something you want to see from a CT side. Especially not on Mirage. Finally doing a retake, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was kinda down to luck. Tobix getting a kill through the smoke. It could have gone cleaner, but at least 3 players survived. And they get a decent buy this last round. If they can keep on or if they can hold on to their mollies like they did last round, they can molly off the push. Looks like Tobix is scoped up towards top mid from short. Looks like he's gonna get flashed though, doesn't, and gets a player. Dan flashes himself and takes Tobix as he tries to fall back for 3 and 4 here actually. Matrat should be dead by the spray, but doesn't want to go down. With 17 HP and you're still playing stairs, well, you're just asking to get killed, especially when they know your position. But I mean, that's what happens. All 3 ARP members down in bottom mid. Now 1 up in snipers. Seiko, will you watch the smoke? Dan actually gets Reeve as he pushes back. Looks like he only hit his foot there. Now Seiko, you look at this. Yeah, you check the smoke the whole round, then you unscope as it fades. That's nothing you can do about it, bro. You just gotta, yeah, no doubt yourself. Now though, Chris, 1 versus 2, has the bomb. Sorry, no. I don't know what blinked in bottom mid there. Knows that 1 player is in snipers. And 1 on B sides. Because I mean, hey, there just came a smoke from there and they planted the bomb. Gets taken down by Dan, who is looking short. 12-3 for Quixz in halftime. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Matrat, you can see only 5 kills, getting killed most of the time by AGB just pushing up Palace. Matrat couldn't hold it himself, couldn't get support from jungle or stairs, sandwich, something that could hold his Palace push. Matrat maybe getting tunnel visioned. Quixz just giving ARP the sights, giving them mid. I think that's mostly what made them lose all of these rounds. You can also see here a lot of ARP players surviving. Like on average, probably 3, maybe even close to 4 on average surviving the rounds ARP won. And that's huge. Considering you're on the T side, you want to build economy. That's just what ARP did. They could buy every single round. Even if they would have lost 3 rounds in a row, they could have still bought after like the 10th round here. Looks like Quixz is going to have a little break, probably discussing what pistol strat to pull, as they desperately need to win the pistol. If they do, they will have won both pistols, because they did win the first pistol. Just imagine what would happen if Quixz lost the first pistol. They would maybe have, what, 1-2 rounds? But as it stands right now, it's 12-3 in the favor of ARP. Absolute Russian power. Quixz, 2 smokes, 4 flashes onto Zico and Reeve. Just Glocks. ARP, however, only 1 player with armor. The rest of the players have nades. It's actually pretty good considering they have 2 mollies, and when Quixz uses their smokes, they can throw 1. That takes, what, 7 seconds. A smoke takes 15. That's half the smoke just wasted by waiting on a molly. Because you don't want to push the molly on a pistol round, because, well, you can get killed pretty easily by just a couple of body shots from the USP or a P2000 that Greg has. Minute left on the clock. Looks like Reeve is throwing a stair smoke. Zico throwing a jungle smoke. Now though, ARP should be throwing their mollies, but they aren't. Maybe they're not towards A. Tobek's getting the opening kill. Matrat finally killing a kill on A towards Greg. Pushing down into CT. Flashes himself. Tobek's going down. Quixz getting the trade kill here. ARP though, I don't think they had a kit unless one was dropped on A. 2 versus 3 now on a retake. Both players towards Tetris. Zico getting both of them, and Quixz gets the second pistol of the game. Finally up to 4 rounds. They only gotta get 12 more to win the game, and 8 more. That's a huge number. 8 more rounds to get 12. To, yeah, just get even with ARP. You're not even thinking about victory at that point. If you get 8 consecutive rounds, you're just, okay, it's basically 0-0, maybe with a gun round coming up. ARP, however, stacking towards B. Quixz just splitting up, even though they know ARP, or should know that ARP has a low buy or are on an eco. They decide to split up, even though ARP might be rushing. Quixz though, 5 Mac 10s. Looks like Reeve is gonna find a whole bunch of kills or a whole bunch of pistols trying to kill him, maybe even killing him. Just keeps pushing down here. Tobex, where will you take the bomb? Yep, he'll make the right call because Zico is already out at A site. Should call to his teammates that it's clear. ARP should at this point just know to rotate. If they can do it fast enough, they might get a couple of kills. Looks like they'll get one in underpass on Matrat. Dan finally kills him. Lance actually gets a second kill. That's 2 Mac 10s. Lucky for Quixz, they do have head armor, but Quixz is pretty far away from the bomb. Should have killed JV there. Doesn't. Turns around and kills Lance. Who's headshotted by his teammates. Gets 3 kills there, just farming up the cash. Might actually be looking for an ace here. Does have 4 kills. Dan just, yeah. He's the ARPer. He wants to make some cold, hard cash because he really wants that ARP. Chris does get the ace. It was not a nice ace, but he does get that ace, and he has $7,750. That's a lot of money on T side. Will he buy the ARP though? Doesn't look like it. Quixz 2 just deciding to stay on Mac 10s. Opting for full nades instead of full firepower. Might have been the right call, considering AGB and Greg has a scout and FAMAS. And the CTs does have a pretty low utility. They don't even have a single molly. But I mean, if you can use your flashes correct, might just be like a wall. Lance though getting the trade onto Seiko, who just had a Mac 10, who actually gets a kill. But Quixz 2 players down to sub 20 HP, that's not good. Especially that because the FAMAS can kill you. The horrible weapon FAMAS can kill you. You don't want to get killed by a FAMAS, it's just horrible. I mean, if you have the FAMAS, and I remember on the old cache on Blue Door, Squeaky. Well, let's just see if Quixz can not throw this round away. Yeah, doesn't even know where the bomb is planted, but okay, Tobex, use your molly wherever you want to. Matt Red going down there, but on the old cache on Squeaky, if you spammed a guy with a FAMAS in his foot, or I think even just his lower leg with a FAMAS through the door, you would have to hit him 100 times before you could kill him. That's 100 in 100. Like, considering you can kill a guy with, well, through the door with an AK in the head, probably just 2 bullets. If you're super close, maybe 1, but at the most, I think if you were to shoot at his feet, like with a FAMAS, I think it would be probably close to like 10-12 bullets. That's like almost a 10th of the FAMAS through that door. Like, imagine shooting through a door and it just opens, the guy headshots you, and you just see 99 in 99. I would actually go and commit suicide. Like, yeah. 99 in 99, that's just, I can't imagine anything worse than CS, actually. That would have to be the worst. But I mean, who would spam 99 bullets through a door? Well, not me, especially not with a FAMAS. Quixz though, who are not using the FAMAS, is finally up to 7 rounds. Farming that cash, building up a bank if they were to lose the next ones. They desperately need a good bank. Maybe they should even take up a loan. But hey, they're not an overpass, there's no bank in sight. That's 4 rounds in a row, nothing close to ARP's 11 rounds in a row. But they're almost halfway there. AGB killing Tobies through the smoke. That's unlucky for Tobex, lucky for ARP. Dan, second up. Getting Chris through the wall. Lance actually buying an auto sniper. You would usually see Get buying in Get or Exist back on the old NIP lineup in 2014-15. Buying the auto sniper. But I haven't really seen anybody else buy the auto sniper on Mirage. And especially not playing B with it. I know Get and Exist played A with it, but I've never seen a player use an auto sniper on B, but it looks like Lance has figured out how to do it and actually gets a kill. Doesn't get a second though, but JV trades him. Seiko trades him as well. Has the B side, could get the plant, but in a 1v3 situation. Looks like he's wanting to go for the kills. Doesn't want to plant the bomb. Should get taken down by Greg. Spotted his foot here. Yeah, Seiko is dead. 13th round for ARP. Just 3 rounds left to go. We can check the scoreboard. Matrat still not in double digits after 20 rounds. I mean, yeah, they had a pretty bad CT side, but so far he hasn't done too much on the T side either. Looking like he might have a bad game, but it happens to the best of us. It can happen in a 99Damage game, it can happen in an ESL game, heck, it can even happen at a major. You never know if you're gonna have a bad day. There's a lot of stuff you can do to prevent it, but it's not 100% certainty you can. Now though, Quixz, 6 rounds behind, looking to get their 8 as they do an 8 take here. CT, jungle and stair smokes all coming in. One to extinguish the molly. Matrat getting a kill in mid. Seiko getting an opening on A. Thank you, Auto Director, for showing us that Dan is dead. And he also gets a kill with his molly, so I guess that's why. Greg though hiding in Palace, jumps on, gets 2 on 2 now. Christo super low. Matrat is in a pretty bad position. One coming from ramp, one coming from CT. Bomb not planning for him. Gives away his position. AGB now tied down 50. That should be the full defuse from JV. Matrat tries to push him, gets taken down by AGB. And absolute Russian power. Almost on 15. Quixz, they have to make a decision here. Do they want to play for overtime or are they going to force buy? Looks like they were pretty hesitant about it, but finally came to the conclusion they're not playing for overtime. They're gonna go all in or lose everything. It's like gambling. Sometimes you just gotta force it. You gotta gamble. Reeve though could get a kill onto AGB here. Doesn't even tag him a single health point. But gets taken down to 0 himself by Dan in Connector, who gets 1. Chris gets him down with the Mac 10, but also gets tied down to 31 himself. Good kill by Seiko here. 2 on 4, looking like Quix's gamble worked out. I wish it did that for me when I was gambling. But I mean, that's what gambling is all about. You never know. Flash pretty useless, but hey. You gotta practice them to hit them. You can't just expect to go into a game and hit flashbangs like, I don't know, Carrigan. Carrigan is pretty good with his flashbang. Astralis is pretty good with flashbangs. And I think, who is it? Flusha is pretty good with nades? Right, he has a lot of nade damage. Almost gets the ARP here, starts running before he starts shooting. Tobig's only taking ARP for 18 HP. Looks like the retake is going pretty good here. But Matra gets the lineup, gets a double headshot onto 2 players. AGB and Lance going down, retake not working out. And Quixz up to 8 now. 6 rounds behind. Could be possible. Because ARP, they're broke. So Quixz, unless they mess up here, should get to 9. Might even get to 10 if they can win the gun round. If they win the next gun round, well, they should be good. Chris though, whiffing the spray, only getting 1 headshot. Tobex looks like he wants to pick up the bomb before he gets taken down himself. But that's a free AK for the CTs. Well, kind of free. They had to sacrifice 2 people for it. Lance being the 3rd. Greg is smart now. He saves the AK, drops it to JV, who drops Dan and ARP, and then dropping JV, or Greg. Looks like they're just going for exits. They know Quixz has low money, so it's probably the right thing to do. Just trying to look for 1 or 2 players. If they can kill 2 players from Quixz, it's pretty good. That means Quixz will have to rebuy full armor and full weaponry. They can't drop over weapons. Looks like Matrat is actually tied with Tobex here. Maybe he's looking better than it did on CT side. You can see though Dan, the ARP for ARP, going absolutely ham, having 21 kills and actually 5 assists with an ARP. I mean, for all we know, most of them could be with nades, mollies. Tobex getting naded down, almost getting a kill onto an A player, but it wasn't too aggressive there. See, actually AGB has the ARP now and not Dan. AGB in window looking top mid, where Chris is just holding for a push. Looks like Quixz is just gathering up on side of B apartments, maybe looking to do a mid take or B split, B take. Looks like it's gonna be a B take here. All 5 players in apps, but there's only 1 player on B, and that's JV. Doesn't have a molly, but has a nade. That could be colossal damage onto Quixz here. Takes 2 players down to 60-ish health points. Quixz though out. JV almost getting the lineup. HB getting a molly, but Tobex kills him before he gets to do anything else. That's the opera gone. 4-3 here retake. Dan actually having crouched out on B sides. If he would have been a bit quicker, he could have taken Chris when he had a nade out. And now it's Greg left, just posted up outside of B apartments in T-spawn, looking yet again to find some exits. This time it looks like he might get one onto Tobex. But no, Tobex stops on the trash in B apartments and just waits. ARP now taking a timeout, probably trying to figure out what is going on. So far it just seems like they've been quite unlucky. They've lost gun rounds, which have forced them to go on eco rounds. They've lost 8 takes with, well, the retakes have been okay. They could probably use a bit more flashes and nades when they do retakes, especially on A retakes. Quixz being pretty aggressive early round to try to get some information, but ARP not really punishing it. If I were ARP, I would go more aggressive early round, try to punish Quixz for being so forward. But ARP, from looking at their T side too, it looks like they're pretty quiet on both sides, on both CT and T side. They're playing standard. They want to play sites, they want to take sites, and that's it. They want to play normal. They don't want to go for big plays or weird peaks or off angle peaks. They're playing standard, they're doing their pop flashes, playing together, and that's just not working for them on T side, or CT side, sorry. They've only gotten 2 rounds. Quixz up to 10, finally double digits for them. 4 rounds behind ARP now. ARP looks like they'll have a mixed buy. Not sure what's going on here. JV and JV not buying anything yet. Lance just on a P250 and armor. Greg actually buying an M4. It's a weird buy. Maybe they're just gambling. Maybe they'll stack a site. But it definitely doesn't seem like they're going for a full buy. They might have a semi-buy, but yeah, I don't even know what to call this buy. It's like a semi... It's a bad buy, honestly. JV will probably buy a pistol or something. Maybe Dan can drop him a pistol. But so far, nothing is being done. JV, are you okay? You bought yourself a deagle. Quixz though, they've made bank. At least 3 of the players. Matrat's pretty broke. But yeah, ARP stacking aside. 1 player already dead. Chris pushed down, gets 3. That's 3 pretty fast kills here. Good openings from him. Gets a 4th onto JV. Looking for Abe, who's just in the corner looking for a ninja. Good entries by Chris there. That made them win the round. If you can keep that up, well, Quixz is looking to take the game. Chris now also top frying this game. 24 kills on him. 4 of them in the last round and 5 of them in, I think, Quixz's second round on T-side? Yeah, he got a Mac 10 ace. Looks like AGB paused again. Maybe they just used the last pause to go to the restroom or grab some food, grab something to drink, something to refresh their minds. And maybe now they're actually talking through what to do. Dan finally having the ARP. AGB having had it earlier. But this time, Dan is going all in. And that reminds me, one of the rounds ARP actually won. I think the first gun round ARP won. They were pretty lucky, given that Dan got a kill through the smoke, and I think it was AGB getting a kill connector onto top mid with a wall bang. So that's lucky, but it still kills, and it's still the round for ARP, and it's just how the game works. It's just luck sometimes. I mean, you can train your aim, your movement, your smokes, flashes, everything to what you think is perfect. But sometimes somebody is just shooting at you, not even aiming at you, and they get a headshot. They're jumping, they kill you. It's RNG basically. Quixz now, 1 player towards mid, 4 players into B apps. Looks like they want to do a fast B take. They're already up short. JV should hear him. Dustin just walks with a nade. Good entry by Zico. JV just pushing into Palace. There's Greg is in the smoke. Should get the planter. Doesn't have the patience to wait until the smoke fades or until he sees more players. Chris now getting his 2nd player of the round. Yet again, popping heads. Lance now only player left, looking to maybe find an exit or something. But this is most surely going to be Quixz's 12th round, only being 2 rounds behind ARP then. Doesn't look like Lance is gonna find anything. But at least he gets to save his M4. Maybe he'll drop it over. Or maybe they'll just save. Looks like ARP is maybe getting a bit desperate here, knowing that they've been on 14 rounds for what? The last 5 rounds. And they might get a bit desperate, going for a buy like they did after their first pause. Quixz popping heads yet again, another double kill for him. It doesn't look like the auto director want to turn on, I guess. There we go. Greg and Lance already dead. M4 gone. And that's not what you want to see. JV going down with a nade. AGB Dan left standing alone. Maybe AGP will go down with a nade as well. Doesn't. Quixz gets his third. Will he get another quad kill onto Dan here? Looks like Seiko might spot him first. No, Reeve is the first to spot him and the first to kill him as well. 13 to 14. Quixz now only 1 round behind ARP. This has to be awful for ARP. I can only imagine the team discussion they're having right now. Like, what are we gonna do? What's going wrong? Why are you not hitting your shots? They're just... nothing is working. But hey, Quixz is pretty aggressive. They're going fast paced, and like you saw from ARP's T side, they were doing it pretty slow. They were doing it by the book. They weren't going for weird peaks, going aggressive. And it's the same story for their CT side, doing things the normal way. This time, however, Dan is not on the op again. It's actually Lance this time. Lance being posted on B, just looking for a player. Tobek's on the other side, waiting for an aggressive player. He might go aggressive here. Gets tagged, actually. That's a good shot from Tobek's. Takes Lance down to 21. Gets the info that there's an op here. But no, ARP's reading this correctly. They hear the players jumping out. Seiko getting 1, Greg a second. AGB the 1 as well. 2 on 2. Christo low. And then it's 2 consecutive kills by JV and Dan. Finally, ARP is on their match point. You can see they played it a bit more loose there. Finally knowing that what we were doing wasn't working. But what most teams do is that they finally get to 15 and they start playing normal again. They start playing by the book. They don't want to go for early rotates or go for information or that sort of stuff. That's also what Quixz is probably doing right now. They don't want to. Nobody on Quixz want to be the first player to go down, the first player to lose the round if he is to go down, right? But I mean, if you get an opening kill, you're being praised. But if you die, people will flame you. That's just how it is. Minute and 10 seconds left on the clock here now. Like I said, nobody want to be that player to go for that pick. Nobody want to be the player to be the first to die. Quixz looks like they're being pretty hesitant, using almost all of the round to just decide where to go, but that's kind of hard when you don't go for information. Quixz, this isn't how they've been playing their T side this game. They've been playing it pretty fast paced, pretty open. They've been going for peaks. They've been doing what they want. That flash is useless, Greg, but okay. It's like Quixz finally deciding to go towards A. Dan actually missing a strat. I think that's the first one this round. Tobes, you should have spotted him. Does. Matrad gets a kill onto JV. Greg though. And AGB with XM kills Quixz. 3 onto 3. Bomb finally going down. 8 seconds left on the clock. AGB and Greg now They should save this. Their money is low and they know that Quixz is probably going to win this round. They should save their weapons for the 30th round of the game. Because now Greg is the only player left standing. Should get killed. Finally does get killed. Doesn't matter for Quixz. They have all the money in the world and they're just playing for overtime. And now Quixz might be able to do it. They've tilted ARP. ARP finally getting onto 15. Quixz doing a comeback from what, 12 to 3? And now getting the opening kill on the 30th round. It's looking like it's gonna be overtime here as Greg goes down as well. Matrat having a much better T side than he has a CT side. Had a CT side, that is. And now what's good for Quixz is that once it goes to overtime, they'll have gun rounds on gun rounds. CT's only 2 flashes left. Quixz could basically push anywhere. If they kill a player, side is open. AGB, XM in the abs here. Doesn't look like that's where Quixz is gonna go. Dan goes a bit aggressive, goes down, and that's the side open. AGB gets a kill, gets the money for it. Doesn't matter though, because next round the money will be reset. And now AGB and Lance has to go for with a, what is it? P2000, P250, and an SG. Looks grim for ARP, but it looks bright and wonderful for Quixz. Reeve there getting the last 2 kills with 2 awesome flashes from his teammates. 15 to 15, we're going to overtime. And yet again, this is ARP's pick. They picked to play Mirage. And from looking at their T side, I could see why. Looking at their CT side, however, yeah, it doesn't look so good. Looks like both teams are already counting down from freeze time. Now though, ARP, you have 2 ops, Greg and HB. Can you do something with them? Chris, opening kill yet again onto Lance. Dan already being taken down by the same player, Chris. He's been popping heads this T side. If he can keep that going over into his CT side and overtime, I think this is a map win for Quixz. But nothing is done yet. It's still 15-15. And Quixz is taking this one step at a time. 1 round at a time, 1 kill at a time. Maybe not a bullet at a time, but they know they can win these 3 T rounds. But so does ARP. ARP knows they can win the 3 T rounds. AGB now finally going down on B. JV going down again in kitchen. Now ARP looking for their second buy here. It is overtime, so they do have the money. This time only going for double up. Lance, having only played the auto sniper once, it might have been a misbuy. JV tagged by Tobex. Sorry, Seiko actually this time. It's usually Tobex who peeks out from ramp. JV down to 35. Seiko dropping the op over. Looks like they're gonna play 4 Kriegs and 1 ARP. Krieg still being overpowered. But somehow, ARP, when they play their T side, they play with AKs and maybe like 1 or 2 Kriegs. But, I mean, looks like it worked for them on T side, but it looks like the SG is working way better for Quixz. Dan spots Matrat in bottom mid, kills him. Now, good flash from Zico, gets killed by Reeve, who gets 2. Third player onto stairs, 3 on 3 now. Nade could do a lot of damage, actually kills Dan, stealing the kill from stealing the kill from Tobix. Zico killing Lance with his AWP, and now AGB. Last player coming from CT. ARP might be a bit overpowered in this situation, given that all Quixz players are low, but he doesn't know that. And well, now he's low as well, down to 0 HP. Quixz 17 to 15. It's the first time since the second round, or the third round, that they've been in the lead with 2 rounds. It's a good flash from Zico. Chris, yet again, popping heads. I feel like I've been saying that a lot this half. Matrat getting lands in bottom mid. 3 versus 5 now. Sorry, 2 versus 5. Reeve actually getting a kill onto AGB. Well, you couldn't see any of the kills, but Dan is left standing alone. It's tied down to 68 by the Molly. 1 versus 5. This is looking grim. This might take Quixz onto the match point. ARP had the match point for a couple of rounds. Couldn't do anything with it. Still on 15. And that's Quixz doing a clean first half this overtime. Overtime 1. Might go to a second overtime if ARP can play as wonderful as they did on their T side. But time will tell, as we're just waiting for Quixz Academy to do exclamation mark ready. Zico finally doing it. And now ARP, they're probably pretty nervous. They know everything is on the line. Will they play by the book, or will they do something out of the ordinary? Looks like they're not playing T-set as they used to. They're playing faster, but again, Quixz just giving the mid. There's not even a contender in mid. Only one guy top connector. Guy short leaving, but has a phenomenally nade put on top of them. I think that was a word. Gets taken down though. Reeve gets mollied into the corner. Should probably die here. Yep. Zico and Matrat. 4 versus 2. Looks like ARP is getting their first round in a while now. Zico and Matrat just saving, looking for some exits. Doesn't really matter, it's just to boost your own stats. This is overtime. You have money, especially if you're on the T side. Unless you buy ops every round, you could probably buy AKs. Maybe not full armor. I usually don't buy full armor in overtimes because head armor against ops and M4s, it doesn't really do anything because you'll get. I mean, sorry, on the CT side I don't buy full armor. On T side I buy full armor. against AKs and Quixz. It doesn't matter. But yeah, Quixz here, 36 kills. He has 1, maybe 2. I mean, potentially more if ARP can keep these up. Rounds to get a 40 bomb. He's probably done it before because he's Quixz's best player. Reeve whiffing shots. That was 2 free kills for in top mid. Awesome flash from his teammate, but he's probably a bit too nervous. Knows that they're gonna win this game from a 12-3 comeback if he gets those 2 kills. Greg, however, tagged down to 60, Dan down to 78. But Reeve as well down to 74. Seiko almost going down. That's a nade that could hit 2 players. Only hit Seiko though, down to 68. But that's health advantage at least for ARP. And also utility advantage. But no man advantage as Reeve gets 1 player. Is probably getting taken down through the wood there from Lance. 4 and 4 now. Matrant playing his normal position. ABJ. AGB, sorry. Might just walk out of Palace again. Chris, you have to support your teammate. He always gets killed from Palace from a guy just walking out. And his name is AGB. Just walking out and killing your Matrant. And there, yet again, he kills him. 2 on 3 now. Seiko looks like he's dead. Tobek's now 1 on 3, and now 3 on 0. 18 to 17. Quixz has 1 more round to finish this game, or it will go to double overtime. Looks like ARP is going for their B split again, maybe. Bomb towards stairs outside of B apartments. Quixz though have decided to play it just like they did on the CT side, which made them lose the half 12-3, and 2 of the rounds were pistol and eco rounds. And that is just giving up mid. Well, the 1 player on ARP who's in Palace, that's HB, who usually kills Matrat, who's playing default or ninja every single round. But the rest of ARP has pushed down, gets Reeve on the site. It's just now Tobek's. AGB again killing Matrat. Tobek's going down, only getting 1 kill, and now Lance from the corner, he got a 1 versus 3, gets a double kill. It's double overtime. Both teams getting all 3 rounds on their T side. Looks like Chris might have a shot at his 40 bomb. But is it a 40 bomb with a match win or map loss? That's what time will tell. Quixz though, they have to focus more on mid. It's what crushes them every single round. You can see 2 rounds there in overtime. ARP pushes up short and pushes from B apps. It just crumbles Quixz's B hold. Like, you gotta contest more. You gotta at least go more aggressive short, or play a guy from window, spam through or push through connector even from A. Just do something, because on the first round where ARP was pushing B, they didn't have anybody towards A. They had 2 players up short, 3 players in B apps. This round at least they had a guy in A apps, A Palace, sorry, that was AGB, who knows he gets the kill on Matrat every single round. Matrat has to change something up because he gets killed round after round after round. But I mean, when you're focused, your team doesn't tell you, I guess it just slips through the cracks. You can see after 36 rounds, he's still on 16 kills. That's 1 kill every like 1.89 rounds or something. That's not what you want to see. You want to see 1.98 kills every 1 round. Chris though, He's on 1 kill per round. Best player this game by far, but has also died almost the most. You can see here Lance and Jay, I think, died 27 times. Quixz's headshot percentage is also 58%. Zico 34 enemies flashed, Reeve onto 38, and then Matred on 5. Quixz on 7. Quixz, though, he gets a lot of his kills from flashbang kills, or from no flashbang kills, but from his teammates' flashes. He gets a lot of support, and that's what helps him get kills. Because I mean, if you have a star player that can pop heads like Quixz, you gotta flash him out. You gotta help him get those kills. Because if you just tell him, okay, you can just go out and kill them, well, most of the time he's gonna die, and people is gonna think he's a bad player. But if you can support a good player like Quixz is supporting Quixz here, well, you can come back from a 12-3 half, take it to overtime, and well, potentially win. Right now we're going to 2nd overtime, both teams finally ready. Quixz, though, I'd say go a bit more aggro, especially on mid. Maybe not too aggro mid, maybe like you did that 1 round, but Reeve, don't miss your shots. AGB, yep, going to Palace. Matrat, can I just take a guess? And well, he's actually changed up his position. He's not playing default or ninja anymore. He's playing from stairs. And yeah, finally Quixz is watching mid. Smokes, though, from ARP, going towards A. There can be unlimited overtimes. So this game could potentially go on forever. I think the longest game ever, I think that's actually been like recorded against good players, is it was on Face It. I remember, I think it went to like 60 rounds or something. That's with 60 rounds on both teams. That's 4 games. One game is normally 30 rounds, so 60 times 2, 120. And then 120 divided by 30, that's 4. So, well, 4 games in 1 game. Matrat finally, after what, over a whole game, getting the kill onto AGB and Palace there. But Quixz going down without a kill. It's not too good, as the rest of ARP is ready to push B, this time without going towards mid, but that doesn't seem to matter as Zico just goes down to Greg's ARP. Dan getting the 2nd kill on B side onto Matrat. Reeve, having pushed out, could kill the bomb planner. Does, but bomb's still going down. Tobex just left standing in a 1 versus 3. Doesn't have a kit either, but I'm guessing one of his teammates dropped 1 on site. Surely he's dead. 2 players pushing him, 1 player spamming him. Lance actually the one to get the kill. Absolute Russian power now back in the lead. Quixz, though, they did some changes to their CT side finally after a 30 round game, or a 15 round half on CT side, and then 1 half in overtime, so 18 rounds in total. Now, though, Matrat lurking back towards his normal position. AGB probably in apps. Yeah, in apps, not Palace. Not too much happening here now. Just Greg getting a kill onto Quixz. And yet again, Just running up short, almost getting 2 kills there. Greg, if he hadn't looked away, would probably get the kill onto Reeve. Reeve though gets 1, that's good. Good for Quixz. But he's backed up into a corner. Jay should get him, but Dan is the one to do so. Tobix and Matrat, the A players, should probably save. Their money is low. They can't get full utility if they lose this. Matrat though, with the AUG, doesn't get a kill, gets a dink. That's not good enough. 4 players surviving for ARP here. Looking to do yet another clean half. Quixz, 3 M4s, 2 AUGs. That's no ARP and low utility. At least they have some mollies. They can stop ARP's push. That's unfortunate for Reeve, getting tagged down to 66 by trying to go aggressive mid. It looks like they figured out that ARP likes mid, but they like A even more, so they're pushing it here now. Matrat tries. That's a huge molly on ramp. Damn, that's almost 3 players down to half HP. Tobex gets 1, gets killed, but that's a lot of damage done. AGB though, killing Matrat yet again. I wanna know how many times AGB has killed Matrat on a site, or just the whole game in general. Chris, Seiko, Reeve, looking to do a retake, gets 1 kill successfully, doesn't get the second one. 2 on 3 now, knows where 1 player is. Seiko is on site, should turn around and get him, doesn't, and that's a clean half for ARP. Absolute Russian power up 21-18 in this game on Mirage. Now though, Quixz will have to look for a 3rd overtime to win this game. It's looking to be a thriller of a game, kind of. Halves are pretty. It's not too fun to watch because it's just one team dominating on T side, and then the other team sucks on CT side while the other is playing T side. But I mean, the scoreline is fun to watch, I guess. Quixz, 5 Kriegs. ARP, 2 Ops, 3 M4s. Looks like ARP is playing in pretty slow again, but using up a lot of their mollies. There's only 1 molly left. Slant's going down. At least he wasn't the guy with the molly. That's Jay. Now though, Quixz having a kill towards short, opting to go towards B app. That's the bomb dropped. Jay could have gotten a double kill, doesn't, only gets a slight tag onto Tobex. Chris whiffing a lot of shots and snipers there, throws a good nade I thought, but it was horrific, didn't do any damage. Now though, Dan, only player left standing for ARP. 1 versus 4 retake. Gets 1. Doesn't get the second as he's taken down by Tobex. Quixz finally yet again back onto winning rounds. 2 rounds left now to take it to the 3rd overtime. And do keep in mind, this is ARP's pick. You can see it on the bottom left corner on the map. They didn't have a logo, that's why it says no logo, but that it's ARP's pick. This is only the first map of the series. Second map is Inferno. This game has lasted almost, what, 1.5 hours? Almost 2 hours, I guess. So a minute 10 left on the clock. Almost no damage being inflicted onto the other players. Quixz finally back to popping heads. That's himself going down. Seiko, good opening on A. Onto Dan. Greg starting to rotate from B. Last player on B there. Just get a kill. Spots another going into jungle. Should call it to AGB. Bomb should go down soon. That's Jay killing one, almost getting a second. 3 versus 2 now. This is match point for ARP. So if they win this round, they win the game. Match Rat getting a kill. Flashes high for his teammate. Reeve peeks out. Doesn't get a kill, but AGB and Jay are low. Match Rat, good positioning from jungle. Gets the kill onto Jay, and Reeve closes it out with the last kill onto AGB. 20-21 now. ARP, they have a horrible buy. Quixz have to be cautious about pushes and aggression here now. Still just on 5 creeks. It seems like it has been working for them. They almost messed up last round, but they didn't. 2 players surviving. Matrats spawning AGB, but still getting tagged down to 45. Looks like he was shocked or trying to pick up the weapon there. Jay though investing all of his money into a ARP. 4 versus 5 now. Not looking too good for ARP considering the buy. And if this goes to a 3rd overtime, Quixz is the team starting on T side, and if they get another 3 rounds on T side and then play CT side like they did 2nd overtime, where they actually mixed things up and had a couple close rounds or 1 close round, they might be able to close out the game. Still though, Reeve goes down to Greg's MP9, so it's not all done and dusted. You're not into the 3rd overtime unless the score is 21-21. And right now it is 20-21, so they gotta look at this round before they look at the next one. Lance has an M4 here, but gets mollied out, gives away his position, gets a kill, but actually gets killed in the flames while doing so. And now Dan and... finally, switching. Dan and Jay has to do a retake. Jay and Dan has weapons. There's 1 position given away. Should know that this second is either coming from apps or from kitchen. No knowing that is coming from kitchen. Gets killed. Knows where the last player is. Well, we've seen another 1 versus 3 clutch on the B side here. Doesn't look like Dan is the person to do it the second time, and we're going into overtime 3. 21-21. Chris getting his 40 bomb on 41 kills right now. Might even go for 50 if he really wants this win. But Quixz this time starting on the T side. ARP though, they should know that they have to change something up. It's been, wow, what, 21 rounds for both teams on CT and T side, I guess? Yeah? Yes. Yeah, it is 21. Score is 21-21. So both teams should kind of know what they both like. I think Seiko got legged there, but somehow he's out on B. Gets killed by Greg though. That's not the aggression you want to see. Doesn't even forces one rotate, but Dan here looking to get his second. Doesn't. Matred though super low. And this is actually looking pretty good for ARP as Matred almost kills himself. Almost walks into a molly that's on A site. Bomb though not going down, and only one smoke for Quixz. Oh, Reeve, you can't miss that jump, man. Yeah, looks like that's another round for ARP. Not another, but their first round on CT side for the last a lot of rounds. I don't know how long it has been, but that means if Quixz wants to win this game, they have to win both of the T rounds here and then 2 on CT side. And they've only been, yeah, the whole game Quixz has won 3 rounds on their CT side. And so far ARP has won 4. That's one better. All started with Tobex going way too aggressive on 2B. There's no need for that sort of aggression, just going in blindly. And now Dan gets one, looking for his second, doesn't. Quixz finally doing an 8 tank without unnecessary aggression onto other sides of the map. HEB coming from Palace like he usually does. Matred though, can you kill him? Yes, you can. And now Greg on top of Ticket. It's taken down by Seiko. 22-22. Quixz, if they haven't figured out how to play their CT side, they desperately need this round. But it seems like ARP has figured out how to at least do more damage than they've done earlier on their CT side. Sorry, that's Matred going down to HEB again, like he usually does. That's finally the auto director switching. I'm using the auto director because my keyboard is pretty loud. And I'm here all alone. If I had someone to like switch cameras and stuff, or like player views and stuff for me, maybe it would be better. But I've only done that once before, and that was like at a big event in Norway. Seiko and Tobex getting 2 kills, bringing it back to 3 versus 3. Dan makes the sound cue, he's down, but knowing from where he went, he's close corner, gets tagged down, but Quixz is low, yeah. 2 versus 2, Seiko low. Reeve with the bomb, actually, in P apps. That's a nice lurk. You usually don't lurk with the bomb. I would be pretty angry, and it doesn't work out as Greg reads it perfectly. And now Tobex, Seiko on 20 HP. Has to clutch it. Knows one player is on short. It's just waiting for the cross. Second player in kitchen. That's the hard player to kill because he has an M4. He can kill you with bullets. No time to plant the bomb now. And Greg kills him. That's a awesome half in the eyes of ARP. 23-22. One more round and they're on map point. Quixz needs 3 more to close out the map. Have they figured out how to play CT? That's the big question here. Quixz 2 ops. Opening kill for Tobex onto AGB. AGB not going Palace. Looks like they've also switched up their positions. Looks like Matrad is towards B side this time. He usually plays towards A. But it's overtime, you gotta switch things up to make things work. Both teams probably know each other pretty well on Mirage now. That's a missed smoke. But I mean, players probably pretty tired. I would be super tired if I was playing a match that went to triple overtime. It's been an intense match with comebacks. Matrad getting 1 kill. At least brings it to a 3-on-3. ARP though, if they win this round, they're on map point. Quixz don't want to let that happen. But it kind of seems like they have to. All 3 players coming from kitchen. And now pushing out dry. But Quixz gets a kill. Greg though gets a trade onto Tobex. Jay gets a kill through the smoke. Seiko bringing it to a 1 versus 1. Should know the second player is on site somewhere. He has the ARP, could stick it. Doesn't, gets the kill and has time to defuse the bomb. I believe he has time. That's a solid clutch from Seiko right there, bringing it back to 23. Both teams now looking for map point. Quixz finally switching things up. You can see Greg now up to 39 kills. Chris still on 42, has kind of dropped off the last couple of rounds here. At least the last 10 rounds he's dropped off. He had, I think, 36 kills in regular time. That means he's only gotten 6 in the last 2 overtimes and 4 rounds. Reeve heard a player pushing up, mollies him off. Yeah, looks like Matron is now the player on short. Hasn't really been working out for him on A, so that's a smart read. Chris, you're kind of playing with your own life. No support in lower. That's a nice flash in ramp. Seiko pushes. Smokes deep. It's a bit too deep though. Chris almost getting a kill through the smoke, almost getting killed himself, actually gets Jay through the wall. That's a nice lineup for him. Doesn't need to overcommit, knows there's a player top mid, should get naded down, doesn't though, but doesn't get the kill either. It's flashed out, it's mollied out, sorry, flashes himself out. Now ARP throwing smokes onto A, looking to do their standard A take. Player from B already rotating, reading it perfectly. They know there's a player top mid. And Seiko dead, bad position for him. Does a lot of damage onto AGB though. Now looks like Quixz is playing for the retake. But that's the bomb and it's 12 seconds on the clock. ARP has to plant this. That's a whiff shot. That's no time to plant the bomb. Quixz doesn't need to go for this, but they do, and they take it to map point. 24-23. 1 round left to go. ARP though, they have the money to buy up. Potentially the last round of the game. Quixz, their CT side is looking way better after they switch sides. Dan almost getting an opening, actually getting an opening after the first shot missed. Quixz, nerves might be getting to them. Seiko getting 2 kills through the smoke, that's huge. As Reeve gets a second onto B side, almost gets killed from short, gets the info he's there. This could be the deciding kill here. Gets the info, they're running to A. There is a player there and that's Tobex if he gets a kill. Could be the deciding factor. Doesn't want to go for the wallbang, doesn't want to give away his position. Gets naded though. 2-on-2 retake here, both players towards ramp. Tobex getting double naded, doesn't even get to spot a player or shoot a single shot before he gets taken down. That's a molly thrown in the wrong place. Smoke out, doesn't matter. Reeve gets taken down. And we're going to overtime 4. Overtime 4. This is turning out to be the longest game I've ever casted. Almost into 60 rounds territory. We're currently on to 48. That means this and one more overtime and we're into double game score lines. Quixz though finally figured out their CT side, just not their retakes. Seiko, that's a dry push. That's just bad. That's what happens in overtime. You do dumb stuff. Just pushing out. Quixz also just peeking out dry, giving you the mid, giving it away. They know they've got to kill A. They know they've got to kill mid. Now one short. 2 on 5. Looks like ARP is gonna take the first round here, and the 4th overtime. Tobe's again getting a lot of nades towards his position and ticket there. Almost killing the planter. Doesn't really matter though. This is a lost round. Reeve also going down. Tobex, last guy standing, just looking to boost his stats a bit. Could he go for the knife just to tilt Lance a bit? Looks like Lance is gonna turn around. Lance doesn't spot him. Here's his second player coming. Spots him and he gets knifed himself. That's unfortunate for Tobex. It might tilt him just a bit extra to miss his next shot and maybe lose the round, lose the map. Who knows? Quixz doing a pause here. There isn't really much to figure out. They fixed their mistakes, but Seiko just doing a bad push, just straight up bad push onto ramp. That's not what you want to see in 4th overtime on Mirage. Looks like Tobex is going for the ARP, maybe looking for a kill in mid. Looking to contest mid finally. They've been doing it better after they switched up their CT side a bit. Moving Matrat onto the B site, Seiko onto the A site. Seiko though kind of messed it up last round, as I said. Pushing ramp dry, getting killed from upper ramp, I guess. That's unfortunate, but I mean you gotta expect it. Either you push with a flash, push with a teammate, or you just jump down and clear that position. It's good because they can spot you from the upper ramp position before you can even think about them being there. They can shoot you in the legs, like probably like 10 minutes before you even decide to push. It's just super bad. Now though, ARP 4 players towards B, only a flash. 2 flashes towards A. Keeps 2 players there though, as Reeve just has a brain fart, doesn't even shoot at AGB. AGB getting the entries here. ARP looking like they're gonna get their second round here on the 4th overtime on their T side, bringing them to 26. 28 is the magic number we're looking for here. They're on to 26. Quixz though, this is overtime, so they still have the money to get a full buy. Seiko again pushing ramp, getting nothing out of it. Quixz and Matrat, only players kind of in mid. Again, just going back to their default ways of giving ARP mid control. It hasn't worked in the past, so why should it work now? I don't get Quixz's logic here. Now, Seiko and Quixz, sorry, in ramp should probably be taken down. Tobix taken down by Nate yet again. Quixz actually takes down a player, but finally gets taken down by AGB. Matrat should rotate. Reeve going for the long rotate, might catch off a player. It's caught off guard himself by AGB. AGB is just reading these rounds perfectly. Matrat, unless he can do something phenomenal here, which he can't. ARP is on to 27 rounds, and Quixz will yet again have to win 3 consecutive rounds to do a comeback and take it to overtime 5. We've seen it before, so I mean, it might happen again. Jay though, still on 19 kills after what round are we even on? 24 plus 27, that's 51. After 51 rounds, he's still on 19 kills. He's having a bad day. Super bad day. All of the players almost died 30 times. Chris tagged down to 2 HP, might even get killed by a smoke here. Quixz though just storming the B side, just probably tired of the whole game. This might be the game. Reeve in a 1 versus 4 clutch for the game. Loses it. And the game finally ends in ARP's favor, 28 to 24. We'll be back. I don't know how soon. The teams probably need a bit of calming down to do, but we'll be back with Inferno as soon as possible.